Okay, we're in Calgary, Alberta here. Just going outside the house here. Nice lilac trees in full bloom. They really smell nice too. Nice fragrances floating around. Later on, might have this white fluff floating around, but right now, anyway, walking up to a Tim Hortons in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Here's a nice, are they ever nice? Can hear some bees buzzing around. Anyway, gonna meet a former Hutterite Colony fellow. We pick up used appliances sometimes. He's using his wife's little hatchback and actually get a single washer or dryer in the back. I was helping him some, had an old Yukon. I should take a picture of it. It's broke down too. So walking up to Tim Hortons. Yeah, legs hurting a little bit, but it's okay. It's a nice sunny day this morning. It's about 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. And they're forecasting for some more rain maybe this afternoon. The volcanoes mentioned yesterday, volcanoes in Japan were going off. I noticed there was another one. Look it up online, volcanic summary in Mexico that has gone off. Couldn't really tell which direction the ash cloud was going. When it was flooding in Cuba and Caribbean, even before the hurricanes came in last 2 years, that's when it was real dry, northern Canada. Yes, and I believe different groups found some magnifying glasses. People are creating employment. Yes, lots of money in fighting fires. The big water bomber owned by the Thompson family, sold around the world. Okay. And the wild mushrooms go a year or two after the fires. And the prices are good. Yeah. Of course, mainstream media, which most native people working, or even unemployed ones, don't care for their attitude of their chiefs siding up with mainstream media. The one guy the other day said he was a Louis Riel man. What exactly does he mean by that? Well, Louis Riel was from Montana. He was part native, a Métis. They hung him in Regina, Saskatchewan in 1880. But mainstream media is trying to portray that the last war fought on Canadian soil was 1812. The British and the American forces. Interesting enough, that occurred after the 1811 solar eclipse, which the solar eclipse in April 8, 2024 crossed at the same location named Cairo, Illinois, nicknamed Little Egypt. Okay, got a crosswalk here, got some traffic, so maybe I'll use the light today, so I'm not paying real attention to the traffic, talking too much. Okay, gonna cross here over to the high school side. Cars are one hit and run yesterday in Calgary, Alberta. I guess pedestrian is in critical condition. Lady down here at Tim's I met She jumped out of the way, hurt herself a little bit. No, and the car didn't stop. Oh, lots of things happening. Lord, help us through these times of trouble. Yeah, we got things happening around the world. People talk about saying they believe it's in the days of Noah. Then they teach staying in the ark. Hey, take it in context with Lot. He had to get out of the city. And the opposite of the building is tearing down. But what are they doing? Building bigger places. Actually using the poor and downtrodden, so-called government programs to get them off their addictions. How well does that really work? Can a leopard change its spots? No, we need the power of God. June 1st, going to be out at the lake here. Some people up from Westbridge, Alberta too. Hey, I invited the guy yesterday to the baptism. Yeah, adults need to get rebaptized. Peter became bold after he got out. The boat got dunked. On and on and on. I don't know, maybe kind of talk to the colony guy about this a little bit. We do talk about these things. Big, huge, 1,400 people in Oklahoma. Adults getting baptized. Yeah. Not just once. As an adult, Jesus got baptized. That was the Holy Spirit. Some people don't want to believe in the Holy Spirit. What do you think, it was a bird? No, that's the power of God in their life. I relate this a lot to vehicles. How many times can you boost another vehicle? Well, all depends on the other vehicle, temperatures and everything else. Okay? But you can't keep boosting another vehicle without charging up your power supply. Hey, Pentecostals like to teach that just lay hands on another person and you're going to receive. Yeah, they received, but if you take note, Peter got dunked first, then he became bold. Then he laid hands on the people and they received the power. What are we being taught? Okay? No, Jesus didn't need to be baptized. He is our salvation. He's Yeshua, our salvation. No, we're just so caught up with traditions of Canaanite. Yeah, I believe the Hebrews, before they were enslaved. I'll get some more pictures here for you to look around here. Not just the sidewalk. Okay. Starting to learn how to do more of this YouTube stuff. Yeah. Wife suggested, well, take some pictures of the town. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Hey, you don't really want to see our little one bedroom suite, do you? Overcrowded and everything else. I posted some stuff up on the printing. That's kind of interesting. You can get more references. But the one guy, I believe they're both from Guyana, him and his wife, kids. And where's the money come for all the rental houses? Oh yeah. Portrays himself what? In a nice traditional sanctuary type setting. I don't know if he shows you the red rainbow flags around. He got a little perturbed that a lady that brought up that topic, or I don't know who brought, but now he's trying to portray that. And then he asked for donations. Yeah, can maybe give you tax deduction. The group he is actually mailed to, I think, a U.S. group. Yeah, what's he doing? Trying to portray that he's the big preacher fella. Always teaching about the faith of David. Yeah, King faith. Well, David had an issue too. But I don't blame just we're all human. We're all human yet. I used to see guys have a problem. We see some pretty lady, but I never saw anyone sunbathing in their liberal society in Israel now in 2019. Never saw. I saw solar panels, water tanks on top of the rooftops. Not one. Nobody sunbathing. Nobody bathing on top of a rooftop. What was Bathsheba doing? Don't tell me she's totally innocent. And she could have said no. Nah. I don't even think she had a child. That was kind of like frowned upon. You don't have children? They prayed to have children. Okay? Nowadays, oh well, we'll let somebody else do that. Yeah, I can remember years ago, the one old farmer says, why should he pay school tax? He doesn't have kids. My dad kind of told me I wouldn't. I said, well, I already got the check for the guy for the seed. Yeah. I told him, what? So maybe your neighbor's kids can read your medical chart. Who do you think is going to look after him when he needs some medical assistance in his old age? What? The money in the bank? Come on. Like, wake up. Okay? Maybe some robot will help him. A friend, she's actually selling robots now, and there's robotic stuff. I kind of play around with this stuff some. No, make it a humanoid. Put it in the seat of the equipment. You don't have to buy whole new equipment. Okay? Car's coming. Hopefully you stop. No, I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna. Okay. And we'll soon get Tim Horton here. Yeah, nobody at the bar yet this morning. Yeah, they come over here for the hockey games and sporting events. And, yep. And hopefully they think you can make it home safely afterwards. Yeah. Wonder why some of the hit and runs are happening. Okay. I kind of pretty well know. They're hoping not to get caught because they're not going to have a license after. Yeah. Okay. Hey, come on. DOI or whatever they call it in the U.S. Yeah. The police are at it themselves. They knew who's doing this stuff. Okay. But no, we wouldn't want to take their license away. Yeah. Like, hello. Okay. I'm at, coming up to Tim Horton now. Bank across the street. The manager, I think, one moved out to small town. Hard to afford to even live in this big city anymore. Tim Hortons here. Yeah, they had tried it in Canada, in the U.S. a little bit. Didn't go over, I don't think. It's a Canadian thing. Tim Hortons was a hockey player. Yeah, so I think it went over a little bit in Buffalo, New York, because they knew the name. Yeah. Anyway, what else should I talk here? Carried the computer up the hill a little bit, little workout this morning. I don't see Leonard here yet. Okay, my foot and leg held up coming up here. Okay. And, yeah, I don't know what we'll discuss today. I don't know what he's got in his mind. Maybe needs some help moving some appliance or something. I told the guy yesterday it was half-decent little business. The landlords just want to keep the tenant happy. And there's lots of illegal money coming into Canada. They're not talking about that much. We nicknamed it Hongcouver, an Australian banker in Hong Kong years ago when I met my wife there. Yeah. Booked a trade show, electronic trade show then, so it was a business trip. The big concrete show in Nevada's holding out because it's a northern party town for the northern people in the wintertime. They can get down there. A friend of mine took his whole family, I think, down there. It's a business trip. Okay. The big oil show in Calgary, Alberta. No equipment outside at all. It's all done by AI now. I didn't even bother going inside. Dunkin' Donuts tried it in Canada. It didn't go over either. Yeah. Target tried it in Canada. They found out, no, it is different. And people like to think we're the same. No. Yeah, Canadians sit back, criticize the government, but sit back, wait for the government to tell us what to do. Now, Peter had to get out of the boat and obey God rather than man. But what do we do? Oh no, we wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, coming up to 16 minutes. Try to do about 20 minutes maybe. Give you my phone number. I put it on the posting yesterday too. Let's see if I got a pen. Maybe write it out. Okay. 403-830-4124. Okay. I've got the good book here. Yes, I really prefer the King James. Go to Matthew 24:12. It's a big difference. Okay. No, love waxes cold. Wax is cold. Not because of just man's laws. Iniquity. Okay. What are we being taught? Okay, give you my phone number. I'll write it down here somewhere. Find an empty page here. Okay. 403-830-4124. Yeah, I was kind of timid to do this. Put the listing. Thought I'd get so many phone numbers. People calling, but seldom do. No. I don't know what people are scared to call somebody else. Like on the transit, scared to talk to somebody else. 403-830-4124. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Why did Canadians say A so much? How do you spell Canada? C-A-N-A-D-A. Did you get it, A? Yeah, a lot of the big comedians, Michael Fox, John Candy and stuff, they're all Canadians. Did you know that? Okay. Yeah, where our weather's a joke. Our politicians' political system's a real joke. Australia has more American style, upper house and lower house, Canberra in between the two big cities. Why? So the two populated areas cannot dictate to the entire country. What does Canada do? Oh, no. We wouldn't want to have an elected Senate. We just call it a Senate. It should be called the House of Lords like in the UK. See, most Americans don't even know this. Okay, I got cousins that teach school in Kansas. Second cousins. My grandmother's sister. We used to go down there for the winter. They came out of the Ukraine before the border closed. I know the history very well. Stalintic. And the 100,000 acre farms, they're on the New York Stock Exchange. Follow the money trail. Where are we headed? We're going to have super rich and super poor. Okay? This is where we're headed. Okay? People are running out of money. Can't afford to fix vehicles. The new ones. Oh, they're nice and fancy. You can't afford to sit around waiting to get them fixed under warranty if you need it. You can't afford to fix it afterwards. It's a total disaster. And no wonder the Trump government, people criticize it all they want. No wonder they're going back, turning the clock back to 20-some years ago. The old semi-truck ahead was making the payments on the new one. What? And there's ways to make this stuff work better. Okay? Get better fuel economy. I was doing. Manager even asked me how I got so much fuel mileage. Well, gee, I was making my own fuel conditioner. I was doing different things. Okay? But a lot of it's right between our ears. No, you don't have to do a full speed at the top of the hill. Let it coast over the hill. I don't even know what's on the other side. Okay? A few kilometers less at the top, and I don't have to wear the brakes so much trying to get it stopped going down the icy hill on the other side. Oh, unbelievable. Trucking company. His dad's not around anymore. Well, that's unfortunate in some ways, but now he can maybe make the decisions himself instead of his dad just putting a big no on everything. Okay, so, okay, we're over 20 minutes here now. I'm going to sign off for now. Number there again, Calgary, Alberta. Okay, it's I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock here now. We've got in-laws we're in New York. I was down there. They moved down to North Carolina or something now too. Was talking to a company that does wants to license some technology, a rotary valve used in the NASCAR race industry. Okay, that's what supports the industry, licensing the technology. Okay, so we can't eat it. It does tend to help grease, oil the machinery so it keeps moving around, but we can't eat it. Steve Jobs, how much did he left behind? All. Except now he's chronologically probably frozen and hope to be resurrected by man when medical increases. Well, don't put our trust in man. Hey, put our trust in God. You want to be resurrected? Daniel chapter 12, we will all be resurrected. All of us. Some sooner, some later. Do you want to be sooner or do you want to be later? Hey, we have the God-given right to choose. Okay, I believe there's something coming up this fall. No, not during Pentecost, the Feast of Weeks. That happened already. I can cover that some. Matthew 27. Okay, here we go. Nice little study right here, right in Tim Horton's, until somebody maybe complains. Okay, this is what I'm going to start to do more and more. Yeah, a guy complained on the bus last night after talking to I was talking to a friend of mine. He was going home. And then talked to another guy. He didn't want to talk. I wonder why. Okay, I wonder why. So I kind of give him a little slough off about being a typical Albertan, arrogant, rude, okay, thinks he knows so much or whatever. He's just a security guy, okay, why don't you learn, okay? Brother-in-law in New York was doing some security at UN. Oh yeah, high time security, not just little graveyard. Here's the graves, Matthew 27. Okay, here I'm covering this quite a bit later. Most people don't even discuss this. The ones that do kind of just go around and around in circles. Okay. The better one I found online was a group that is in Utah trying to convince Mormons to get out of their boat. But unfortunately, most people want them out of their boat into somebody else's boat. This is part of the problem. And that's where my wife's at. We go to Israel, but no, they don't want to discuss the hologram of the tabernacle we saw. No wall to touch. Yeah, so-called third temple. Okay. Read Zechariah chapter 6. I could maybe go there too. But we're going to discuss about the graves open. What do you think the centurion was so startled about? Centurion. Okay? Well, it wasn't just the earthquake and stuff. Yeah, well, bodies come out of the graves after his resurrection? What? This is on a day called First Fruits. The guy in Utah had a quake, well, why it's not in other Gospels. Because Matthew is directed more to the Hebrew Jewish group that knew the Torah, and he expands upon every detail, the vinegar and everything else he was given. The leg's not broken. And yeah, this is one of the signs that the graves, Ezekiel 37, the dead bones would come to life again. Well, hey, it happened. If you don't believe the book, that's another entirely different issue. If we say we believe this book, then maybe we should start reading it and believing it. No, the bodies didn't roll out of the graves above ground and up the hill. Like, what are people teaching? They try to, because it doesn't fit in their particular theological boat. Like what? Go to 1 Thessalonians 4. I can go through this again and again and again. Maybe somebody will come in and ask me. Okay? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Some of these people pretend they do. Wives, submit to your husband? Oh, no, we wouldn't want to do that. No. We don't like that idea. Okay, see, we want to pick and choose. That's Colossians, Thessalonians. Doesn't mean we lord it over others. We don't have the right to lord it over others. Some people are trying to do that. 1 Thessalonians. Okay. 14. Same. Flip the numbers over for the Revelation one. Okay, this 4:14. See, most people read 15, 16, 17, the dead are resurrected, alive and caught up. And they start, but they kind of skip right past, or don't mention it much. Matthew. Here, get this camera on here for you. 14. What's it say? Which sleep in Jesus will bring with him. God will. Matthew 27:52. I wrote it down there. Okay? My wife was using this for a while. So anyway, there it is. Okay? Don't want to believe it? Hey, pick and choose what you want to believe. Okay? Really. Line upon line, precept upon precept. No. Lazarus walked, knew Jesus, but he died. But yeah, he got resurrected again. But then we turn around and preachers slough it off and say, "Oh, of course he died again." You won't find out. How come he left from Bethany? Whose house was in Bethany? How come they couldn't find him at the garden at a dinner party? Same as Jesus on the garden road until he voiced imprint. Okay, maybe if somebody would have spoken to Lazarus at the dinner, then they would recognize him. Okay. He wasn't old anymore. Okay, what are we looking for here? Okay, now, 7-day Adventists, pay attention here a little bit. They talk about the three angels message, verse 6, angel flying in the midst of preaching the gospel. Okay, but that's part of the same chapter even. What? What's verse 4 say? The first fruits. But see, no, they want to have Easter bunnies yet, and Christmas trees, and all this stuff. The colony guy I'm meeting, they don't have the Christmas tree. Well, good for them. But he realized he had to get out of the ark. What? Hoofed it down the road with nothing when he was 18 years old. Okay? But no, we want a nice little comfortable... I found out his one brother left when he was only 14. The older brother was leaving. He went with him. They finally made the one brother maybe head of the whole colony. Yeah. Because all the brothers were leaving. Why? Their grandmother was from the U.S., was a believer. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. But they're being taught to stay in the colony and they have salvation. Okay, here's my friend.
You want a coffee?
Yeah, please. Just black.
You want a donut or something?
Oh, no, I'm actually fasting right now. Yeah, too.
So just a black coffee?
Yeah, just black coffee, thank you. Yeah, that's my Colony friend there. He just arrived. Okay. Here's a 7-day Adventist one. Okay. Yeah, I know the history. I think they packed off to old lady Australia. I was over there. And they had a major denominational split. Like, they're having some split now. Okay, over issues. Okay? Yeah. They try to hide it away. The main denomination tries to hide these splits away. 1948, when Israel became a nation. Hey, prior to that, this replacement theology sounded somewhat reasonable. Now we got a nation again? Now what do we do? By the way, it's 77 years old this May, and Jacob was 77 years old when married Leah. Yeah, I think I learned that from the guy in Hamilton's area. Got a minute. But no, Pentecost, the first fruits, Feast of Weeks, already happened. I believe Daniel walked in those 49 days all the way from Babylon. Yeah. About 20 miles or 30 kilometers a day, even with a Sabbath rest, he walked. Is that why he had 49 days later? Hey, no, most people wouldn't. He's a young man again. Why? He could walk it. Okay, maybe he couldn't have done it when he was old. Okay, come on, read it. We're not immortal now. This is what Canaanite has been teaching. Okay? Yeah, go to Canaanite. One place I always go to, end of Zechariah, the very last verse. Did they want to teach it? No. They like reading the other versions that say trader or merchant. What? Why? Because they don't want people to understand. They give you a little basic milk, but they're not feeding you solid food. Hebrews 5 and 6. Read it. Okay? Here's Zechariah. No more Canaanite. What's it talking about? Yeah, and the Orthodox Jews to this day believe the Spirit hovers around for 3 days. Why did he resurrect Lazarus on the 4th day? He put it right in their Orthodox eyes. I am the resurrection and life, and you will be resurrected physically, and then you become immortal. No, you're not immortal now. Okay? And it's, the other versions read what? Trader or merchant? Yeah. Or merchant? As is it some occupation? No. The whole context of the chapter is to talking about the doctrines. And yeah, we will be called. Ambassadors will be called to the Feast of Tabernacles. 3 times it's mentioned. Like a teacher put it on a black or whiteboard 3 times, underlined it. You better know it. It's on the exam. Okay? All the saints with thee. Zechariah 14, verse 5. All the saints, an earthquake in the days of... What? There it is. Earthquake. The Lord my God shall come, all the saints with thee. Why? The ambassadors are already chosen. Read it. There's no... When he stands in the Mount of Olives, right there, okay? There's no resurrection from Mount Olives. Yet the super rich Jews, Brahmins from Canada, involved with steam distillation, where they're on the plaque. Yeah. Do you buy your way into his kingdom? No, you do not. Not all of Israel is Israel. Okay? We need to discern what he's saying. And it's line upon line, precept upon precept. You don't pluck, the courtroom will throw it out. You have only one so-called evidence, not adequate. Opinions of others don't matter. And nowadays, you can't even believe half of what you see online here.